for City Manager of Worcester. We will give you those names in alphabetical order. First is Peter Graczykowski from Edgartown, Massachusetts.
Yes.
Second is David Moore from Worcester, Massachusetts. And third is Oscar Rodriguez from Taos, New Mexico. We obviously had a lengthy discussion. It was, I thought, an in-depth discussion about each of the candidates and how they performed over the course of the interviewing process. I can't say enough about my colleagues here on the subcommittee. The mayor was obviously has been enormously helpful throughout the process. Judge Russell and Tony Economo were his equal, and we're very pleased with the finalists that we have tonight. Details of this can be, you can get details from Randy Frank, although we do have, yes, no, I do have resumes that we can, that I can read from, either or. But I know that we asked Randy to provide resumes for each of the media people. And we also have a timetable. So maybe you want to talk about the timetable that we have and how we're going to move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We do have 3 candidates who are unanimously put forth. Each have experience, different types of experience in the professional lives. Coming from larger cities to small towns. And of course, David Moore has been a city solicitor for, I'll say, 30 years or so in the law department. And so I think we have 3 diverse candidates that people will be happy with and get to know. See, council ask questions. We have tentatively right now, we have scheduled September 10th as the community day. So on September 10th from 9 to 11:45, we will ask business leaders, department heads, labor leaders to come into the City Hall here. We'll have rotating rooms. Each group will be in. We'll rotate each candidate for 45 minutes. Then from noon to 2:30, we'll have lunch on tour by the Economic Development Director. And from 5 to 7, we'll have the community meet and greet in the Levi Lincoln Room. And on the 11th, we plan on doing interviews beginning at 3:30 and 75 minutes each candidate. And the council will vote on a roll call at the conclusion of those interviews.
Either of my council members, subcommittee members, would like to give them the opportunity to talk about the process.
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to, first of all, congratulate you and the mayor for your leadership in dealing with this interview process and our actions today. I don't think it was an easy process, and I think your leadership and the mayor's leadership have been outstanding. I also would like to, personally like to point out that these names are folks of, after being interviewed with the 5 finalists, but the 5 finalists basically were the names that were given to us by the entire city council by their rating of the applicants that the consultant gave us. So that all the councilors had some input in this process because they rated the 12 candidates, and we interviewed the top 5. So I think it's been an open process, and I think you and the mayor should be congratulated for your staging of that open process.
Thank you very much, Mr. Russell. Tony?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I won't reiterate what Councilor Russell had to say, but of course the process was well run. I look forward to our next step in further discussion with the community and our colleagues on the council. I think all the candidates that we brought forward are qualified, very well qualified individuals that could lead our city to the next level. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We hand out resumes there. If they have questions, we'll stay for questions. Go over each of the candidates if you want. It's up to you guys.
Well,
The only thing I would ask is if you wait to call them, till I call them, let them know that they're
Please don't call them for at least an hour so I can get a hold of them so they know that you might be calling.
Randy, why don't we do this? Why don't you provide the media with the information on each of the candidates, or David, to those media reporters.
Sir, there you go. Walter?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so if there aren't any questions, we're not going to have any questions. Ask questions after.
You want me to question now or after?
We will have questions after we adjourn, and so we'll be free to talk with the press and anyone else that's here tonight. Okay? So thank you, and motion to adjourn, Mr. Mayor?
It seems as though there's a delay. We were supposed to have the meeting with the city council on next week. So why more time?
Well, Randy Frank needs time to put everything together for this entire package. Having the business people, neighborhood people, community people, activists, those in the religious community, it's not going to just take one day. So she asked and suggested if you have a little more time. I said, fine.
So you had the interviews last week. Hopefully, we can do Wednesday night, making up for the finalists. We had all weekend today, another 2-hour session.
Yes, so it was helpful. It was absolutely helpful. Have a little more time to think about all of the candidates, and that was part of our discussion. So I was pleased that we had a little more room, a little more breathing room. Fortunately, we didn't talk to one another, so we had a great discussion, I should say, in Chambers, in the mayor's office, and we were able to talk about a whole host of options.
Unanimous decision for 2 hours. Is that whether there's a lot of discord?
Well, no, not at all. Just we had 4 people, 4 city councilors, 3 councilors and the mayor, talking about each candidate. And we also had for a while Randy Frank there and David there, so they were also discussing a host of issues with them about different procedures and how we were going to move forward, what the timetable was, as you asked before. And she immediately said, it's too tight a schedule, and we said, fine. But we had such a good subcommittee that we were able to have this dialogue that was, everyone hadn't made up their mind, quite honestly. There wasn't there wasn't consensus saying, oh, here are the people that we want. No, each member of the council talked about, their candidate and candidates, and we went through each and every one of them. And it was also a summary of the candidates beforehand. Randy Frank went through the litany of issues and positive attributes of each candidate, so that was helpful as well. So it sort of refreshed your memory. So this was a healthy discussion. No one raised their voice, which was great. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the committee members being cooperative and helpful to be able to come up with three very good candidates.
What stands out with these candidates?
They're all very professional, and I think any one of them would do a fine job as city manager in the city of Worcester.
Does this keep the timetable to next
We're okay.
month?
Yes, well, timetable will be okay. Timetable's intact.
Either the three.
No, they don't even, the three don't even know at this point, and they were hopeful that, within this hour that you didn't call them and you gave them a little bit of time. Your new candidates.
No, that's fine.
So we asked that.
Yeah.
So that Randy Frank can complete her job to be able to notify those that have been selected and those that have not.
Phil, is the committee going to release the other two?
Randy Frank, absolutely.
Randy Frank will?
Yes.
Okay.
And should the public read anything into the fact that you guys didn't go in there with your preferred candidates?
No,
Did
not
you
at all.
convince-
I thought that was, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I enjoyed the dialogue. I enjoyed listening to each of my colleagues talk about each candidate, as I did as well. So we formed a consensus. As you talked about different candidates, their strengths and not, it was helpful. Usually, with issues that you have before the council, sometimes the vote's already in. The vote wasn't in on this.
Should the public read something into that then?
No,
Well,
not
they
at
are
all.
Strong candidates.
No. These are all very good candidates, and I'm a believer that they're very strong. They're very good candidates.
Are you relieved right now to be moving on to the next
Well,
step?
yeah, it's great to be able to move on to the next step. We want to share these candidates with not only with the full council, but with the community as well. And I think it's great that on the 10th, community to meet each of the candidates. And it'll be equally as good to have having them all come before the council.
Lurking in the background of all this, Phil, is talking to strong mayor. Does that in any way put a damper on this procedure?
No, not at all.
In any way put a pressure
No,
on
not
you
at all.
guys?
I think the mayor will attest to it. No.